how much does XLR connection really matter over RCA when only going a couple of feet?
Good question.
Okay. Thank you, Rockhurst. That's a great question. So there's kind of two answers to it. One is that obviously XLR is the method of connection of choice in the professional world, because you may be running 150 feet from the stage back to the mixing board, that kind of thing. And obviously the benefit of XLR cables versus a standard RCA cable is you get better immunity from noise and those sorts of things. Having said that, so really, if you're only running a couple feet, you don't have any, like a 1 meter cable, a 3-foot cable, basically, you don't have any real worry at all that you're going to be picking up hum and noise and those kinds of things in the cable because the distance is so short. Having said that, in most of our products, you're going to get, not all, but most of our products, you're going to get about a 6 dB bump in output if you're using an XLR connection versus the RCA connection. So the ability to get a little bit more out of the product by using an XLR cable rather than an RCA cable is something that you might want to take a look at.
Yeah.
And why is that? Why is that?
It's a technical thing having to do with how the cable is laid out internally and
balance versus it has 3 cables inside there, whereas the unbalanced has 2.
Yep.
That kind of thing.
Yeah. So
even though some say they're XLR, some of the connections are actually not balanced on some amplifiers. So if it's not truly a balanced port on the back of that amplifier, or pre-pro, then you're not getting the benefit of the XLR being a balanced cable. So that's also something you need to look into. And I've heard that less expensive amplifiers sometimes have an XLR connection, but it's not necessarily balanced.
Kind of cheap out on that.
Right. And I think this is where, we love when consumers write us, email us, call us, and ask questions. And I just saw that one from my 2 cats.
Could be.
But, this is really where we love answering questions for consumers, but we really try to always pair them up with a local Parasound dealer, because that local dealer is going to have all kinds of insight about, at this kind of price range, take this cable. If you want to step up to that kind of price range, use this cable and that sort of thing. So, yeah.
Yeah, very good.
Now, you mentioned Chicago. This is not a technical question, but have you watched The Last Dance?
I have not watched The Last Dance, but I don't live in Chicago now. In 2011, when Velodyne kind of went in a completely different direction and we all lost our jobs, I moved here to Baltimore on the East Coast to work for the guys at Definitive Technology. Probably some of your listeners own Definitive Technology speakers.
Sure.
And had a lot of fun working for them, and then did a few other things in the industry and wound up here at Parasound. So, but I am from Chicago originally, and I miss my hometown.
Well, you definitely got to check that out. It's an awesome documentary.